Welcome, everybody, to the Exit Row. I am your host, Adam Anderson, here with Justin Moore.
Evening, how we doing?
Phenoms. Paige Larson.
Hey, everyone.
There we are.
And we are.
We've each made on-time arrivals.
We
Thank
have,
you, guys.
yeah. On-time
Appreciate
departure, on-time arrivals.
Nobody's delayed.
And if you're watching on YouTube, we do look better.
We look
If I do
great.
say so myself.
We've never looked better.
Ah,
We never looked better. We never sounded better. We look great.
Another genius idea from the Justin Brain Trust.
hey, yeah. Well, we do look great. We have our YouTube listens have gone through the roof.
And now they're clearly going to.
Exactly.
Or through the roof.
I mean, if people were enjoying it before, they're going to enjoy it now.
Thank you guys so much. Seriously. It's awesome.
I don't know who you are, but thank you.
So we just had as people like to say, the 4th of July or Independence Day. How was y'all's Independence Day? Justin.
It was good. Apparently, you want to talk about it. What happened with you? Isn't that what happens when people say, how was your day? It's because they want to talk about their day. You know, that's how it goes.
Okay.
Not really.
I was going to say, not really.
I just want to
Wait,
make
you've
sure.
never heard that? When someone says, how's your day going? It's because they want to talk about them, right? Haven't you heard that around the office? You're new to
haven't.
office life.
I just do it to be polite and make people feel welcome, but, you know, whatever.
You're saying you don't really care about their day when you ask how your day was?
If I care about the person, I do, yeah.
Never mind. This has gotten out of hand. Anyway.
My life was simple. Okay, my wife was in town, and we
Your wife? Oh.
Oh yes,
Interesting.
she does exist. she does exist. We watched fireworks here in downtown Omaha, and I made an American cheeseburger for her since she loves cheeseburgers. You know, as an Italian, she craves a cheeseburger while I crave a pizza in Italy.
Makes sense.
And so yeah, we just enjoyed the downtown. They had little music going on, and here in the downtown area, it's kind of nice. Here in Omaha, they updated the mall since the last time that she has been here, and she was like, I really like what they did here in Omaha compared to how it is in Milan. It was nicer. So I was like, okay.
You said Omaha's nicer than Milan?
When it comes to the park.
When it comes to a park.
Only
sweet.
the park. So I can't say the rest of it. Yeah. But yeah,
I didn't know you could even compare the two. Wow.
um,
We're on the up and up.
anyways, but yeah.
Better.
So yeah, she was in town only shortly. She came in. She took United the whole way.
This is your favorite.
Wow.
Dama Air.
Yeah, yeah. So she took the Dreamliner 787 to Chicago. Then she took a Max 8 out to Omaha. Then when she left, she took a Max 8 out to Chicago again, and then a Max 8 to Newark. So she had 3 Max 8s on this
Crazy.
trip. And then she took the 777 out to Milano Malpensa.
200 to 300.
It was a 300,
Nice.
right?
I thought it was a 200, but I can't remember.
I thought it was a 300.
I don't remember.
Well, here you go, trying to just ruin the podcast here, Paige.
Oh, okay, ruin it. Yeah, okay, whatever.
So, yeah. So she took the 777 back to Milano Malpensa, which is now going to be called, as of today, or yesterday, Berlusconi, whatever his name is.
Sounds like you know.
Salvino,
Right.
whatever his name is. He used to be a famous politician.
Apparently
Italian.
not that famous, if you don't even know his name.
He's got a lot of scandals.
Bertolini Mascaccioli?
Yes. Tortellini. Yes.
Tortellini Prosecco.
Berlusconi is the guy. Yeah. So the Milano airport.
They changed the name of the airport, is what you're saying?
Yes.
Yeah.
Really? So it's going to be Berlusconi.
Wasn't that
airport.
the... Oh, yeah, I think I heard something about this. Like, it was... it's an interesting move because, like, he wasn't elected president or something like that, or...
So it was more just he had a lot of scandals under his political life, but he was a great entrepreneur to Milan. So he created a city, Milano Due, which is Milan 2, and it was kind of replicated like American lifestyle there in Milan.
Okay.
Also made a huge a huge hospital there. So. He also was a philanthropist and owned AC Milan, the famous soccer club there, and then bought Monza. So Anyways, that airport has changed.
Is he dead? Why are they naming it after him
That's
now?
why, yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, he died
R.I.P.,
last year.
bro.
Yep, I think. Anyways, so yeah,
R.I.P.,
so she went.
Mascaccioli.
She went back to Malpensa. And speaking of Malpensa, did you just watch that that aircraft that tail dragged?
Oh, yeah. Is that where that was?
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
guess I don't know where that was. I've seen the video. I don't know where it was, though. I couldn't.
It's a little bit more than a tail drag, or tail strike is what they call it.
Yeah, it's
And more than
tail
that.
strike, it's a drag, yeah.
Yeah.
It's a complete drag. Like it was. I cannot.
It's tough to
wow.
watch, actually.
I wasn't
Yes.
even sure that was going to get off the ground.
Think about if you are the one that's actually in the back of that aircraft and just hearing it scrape against.
I can't, like, nails on a chalkboard kind of thing. Like,
Right.
It's rough
Imagine
noise.
people who have a legitimate fear of flying, and then that happens, and they're just like,
Oh, you know someone was on there. It was their first flight.
Oh,
they were just
was on there.
screaming, right?
This is normal. Like,
It was weird. It was awkward. I thought it was like, you just keep waiting and waiting and waiting.
I
and
know.
It just doesn't, yeah. There's a lot of theories out there, but, we don't need to get into that. But, yeah. Interesting vid.
I mean, I only have two, but I mean, I don't know the specifics of what happened. So,
well,
That's
it tail
interesting.
dragged, and
There was also
Okay.
there was also that American
Yeah.
737 that like the tire just blew out on takeoff. Did
Oh,
you see
what's
that as
going
well?
on?
It was like
yeah.
Tampa, I believe that one was Tampa.
And then there was a Saudi plane where the landing gear started on fire.
Oh, that's news to me.
Yeah, A330, I believe. Saudi landing gear caught on fire
That doesn't
a
sound
couple
good.
days ago. Yeah.
yeah, and then everybody loves to blame like, hey, oh, it's a Boeing or it's Airbus, and it's bro, it's United. It's not.
Yeah.
It,
What? Neither of these were united.
no, Saudi or whatever, but like because L.A.
It's a widespread
Remember, there was
issue.
another Air United that lost a.
United had,
757,
United
yeah.
had that stretch of like 30 days where something happened like every 24 hours.
They just did last week. Another one.
Yeah. Another one.
Another tire. Jeez. Tires are flying everywhere.
Anyway, let's
Get
let's
back
get the vibes
to
back up.
the fourth. Okay.
Oh yeah, the fourth.
That's right. Yeah.
Shout out to the wife.
Shout out to my wife. Paige, what did you do?
So me and my dad drove down to Colorado.
Did you drive down? Oh, I guess it would be down.
You drove over.
Over and
my
down.
opinion.
Yeah. And we went to Estes Park. We went off-roading. So we rented.
Estes Park.
Yay. Yeah, I loved it. It was so beautiful. Driving through the mountains. It's a pretty long drive up through the mountains to get there if y'all
It's a
have been
long
there.
drive
And I
through
know you
Nebraska to
have.
get there.
Oh, yes. That was the longest drive I've ever been on. I don't typically go on very long drives, but
That's the longest time you've been in the car?
8 hours, yeah. 8.5
Wow,
hours,
yeah.
8, 9 hours, yeah. It wasn't as bad as I thought it was going to be. But yeah, we got there. Going through the mountains was beautiful. We rented a Jeep, one of the Wrangler Rubicons, I guess, with the the aftermarket, like the tires and lift kits they put on to make it, off-road, going through the rocks and stuff like that. So we went through quite a bit of trails up through the Rockies, and it was super pretty, so beautiful.
Super
We're-
pretty.
Yes, pretty vibes on point. We were able to see Estes Park from atop of one of the mountains that we were in, actually. The next day, we did some horseback riding through the mountains.
Is that your first time on a horse?
No.
I've never been on a horse. Adama, you been on a horse?
I have been on a horse, and I actually did
Really?
that in Pikes Peak.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
I don't
Yeah,
think I've
so
been
not
on,
far from
not
where
to
I
my
was.
knowledge, I've been on a horse.
Been on a horse.
Yeah, I've been on it. Been on a horse a few other times. So that was fun.
She said.
Yes.
There's no button here. I'm like looking for a button for this one.
That's the one you're looking for.
That was,
The most used button. But yeah, so we did that. We did the riverfront walk, and if you've ever been to Estes Park, walking down the river, there's just a bunch of shops and gift shops, jewelry shops. There's a handmade leather stuff. Restaurants.
typical
There was-
tourist.
Right. There was an Italian restaurant. Not sure that you would approve of it, but there's that, candy shops, all this different stuff. Later that night, we kind of just chilled. I didn't forget to mention we got to our resort on the 3rd and on the 4th, and we got a fireworks show. So free
I was gonna say,
fireworks
what were the
show.
fireworks like out there? Because over here it's too much, too many fireworks.
Oh God, it is.
It was only a half-hour show.
Like were people lighting them off? Like in general though.
No,
Because
not really.
here it's too much. Like they need to ban fireworks. I'm so over fireworks.
There's
As
so much.
I get older, sorry, not to interrupt you. As I get older,
Oh, you're
I'm
good.
so over fireworks. I'm so done. And Henry hates them, so obviously I hate them.
Our mascot, yeah.
And for me, just being a veteran, like I hate them as well. And there's a lot of
just
veterans.
take $100 bill and just go light it on fire. You know what I mean?
It's such a I had people's fireworks, the leftover remnants, in my yard, and I didn't even set any off. It just was.
It almost became white noise. Not so much the 4th, but the 3rd. I remember it became like white noise. It was just out of control. Like
Oh yeah.
it was unreal.
I mean, I get it doing it for like kids and stuff. It's fun for kids. As an adult, I more so like watching the shows now.
It just becomes annoying as I've gotten older. I think
Yeah.
they need to ban everything except sparklers and smoke bombs.
There
Sparklers.
you go.
Sparklers and smoke bombs, dude. That's
Only the city can go ahead and do
it'd be a lot more pleasant
show.
with sparklers and smoke bombs.
Yeah.
However, did you see the one guy that somebody put a recording out there landing into LAX and seeing all the fireworks?
Well, I have
It was
flown
beautiful.
on the 4th one at least once, maybe previously, but in the last couple of years, that was one of the times I came back from LA was on the 4th. And at night, yeah, it was
Oh,
legit
wow.
coming back into Omaha specifically, but it was awesome. Yeah. I
Yeah.
remember I planned that specifically because I did wonder what it was like from the air.
That's so cool.
Yeah.
I know I've driven from Kansas City back to Omaha and seeing like out here in the farms
Like on the horizon, and
You just
seeing all
see the people
Yeah.
setting off the fireworks. That was and like trying to also avoid the flood. That's when.
So you saw a show at the resort that you're staying at.
Yeah. So we stayed on the lake and
Nice.
we were able to see they set up a fireworks show on the lake. It was only about 30 minutes long. So it wasn't too long.
That's a long
wasn't
show.
too crazy. Yeah, it seemed like it wasn't that long though. 30 minutes it didn't seem like. But it was really good. We got the show. We got a free dinner. They had
Whoa, free dinner.
yeah, they had a cookout going for all the residents of the resort that night. So
Score.
right?
Free burgers, right?
Yeah, after a long drive, it was nice to be able to just get to the resort, get food, and just chill and not have to worry about going to another restaurant, making reservations and doing all that stuff. So that was super nice. We went there, saw fireworks. That was on Thursday. Friday, we did off-roading. Saturday was the horseback riding and riverfront walking. And Sunday, we made our way back.
You
And
just like ride the horses for like down a trail. What did you do?
yeah,
Did
so
you do jumps?
no.
That would be sweet.
Well, mine kind of tried. So mine was
Okay.
ornery.
Did you say giddy up at any point?
No, but so
Is
the
that not a term?
no. So
What the
when
I would just giddy up.
wow. So when you are riding a horse, you kind of got to use the back of your heel to like kick them in the side to get them to go. That's
How
how they know
rude.
to go.
Yeah. Why would you do that?
That's so rude.
That's just how they respond. You're not hurting them. It's not like you're viciously kicking them. You just kind of got to tap them, nudge them.
Love tap.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah. Yeah. It doesn't have to be hard or anything, but
girl.
it's just what you do to get them to go. And not like that. But so mine kept stopping because he was kind of one of those where he's not going to do anything unless you tell him to do it. So he kept stopping. 'cause
You're like,
he's
listen here, Jeff.
yeah, right.
Is the horse's name Jeff?
No, it was Blaze actually.
My name's Jeff.
They always come up with these weird.
I know.
Blase.
But make it fancy. And then he dragged me through a pine tree.
Dragged you.
Like you're on the ground being drugged.
Yeah, that's what it sounds like.
No, but I was almost on the ground because he just decided to run through a pine tree.
Thank you,
And
Justin.
I almost fell off. I
Don't
was
say
being-
something that didn't happen then.
Well, he's dragging me. It's like I don't know. Maybe I worded
You're
it
saying
wrong, but I was being
involuntarily we're taken through a bush, maybe.
No, it was a pine tree.
Or a pine tree is what I mean, a pine tree.
Yeah, yeah. It's because he just ran through it, and so I'm getting pine
But
tree
you're not like being
in my
drugged
face.
on the ground.
Not on the
'Cause that would be
ground, no.
Crazy. That would be crazy.
No,
Yes. Okay.
Continue. Not
But
important.
that-
not important.
yeah, whatever.
Even though it is, but not important.
It was fun though. I enjoyed it. So we did that. Did Riverfront. Came back Sunday, and yeah, that was about the extent of my 4th of July. It was fun.
Shout out to your dad, right?
Yeah,
You and your
absolutely. Yep.
dad? Gotcha.
Me, my dad, and my planes. That's about it.
And your planes.
Yeah.
So it's like a party of 30.
Yes.
Just me, my dad, and 30 other people.
Well, Okay. So, and then Justin, we did ask about yours. Yours was just
Did we? Yeah, mine was low-key.
okay.
Yeah, not much, you know.
Did you hang out with Randall?
I saw Randall on the 4th. Yeah. Shout out him.
Shout out to Randall.
Yeah.
All right. So
Yeah, nothing I want to really talk about right now. But
yeah.
I mean, we hung out with my parents on the 4th. Did some other activities on the 3rd. And that's about it.
awesome.
Yeah.
Paige. So we
Let me. Since you guys are gonna be talking, I'll bring you into this.
Oh.
Since I'm not gonna be doing much talking here.
Okay.
You guys did something before the 4th. Right?
Yep.
Yes, we
My
did.
timeline's correct, right? You guys went to AI, not artificial intelligence. It was
No.
what's it called? Airliners International, right?
Yeah,
it was
Kansas City.
It was at Kansas City.
Yeah.
So you guys want to talk about that? I'm sure you have maybe one or two things to say about it.
I'm sure Paige has a lot
Shout out to
say
the
about
shirts
it.
you're wearing, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. JetSet Shirts. Our very loyal supporter. He was there. He had a booth up selling his shirts, of course. We saw Premonition John there.
Premonition John.
Primo John.
Shout out again.
And he had to get a entire, and this was not a small suitcase,
Oh God.
entire, large, oversized suitcase, specifically for model planes that he bought.
Nice.
Airliners
Sounds like you did things right then. Yeah. That's what I expected you to come back with, to be honest. Yeah.
I put a limit on myself because I knew that it was going to be
Smart. Wow.
tough.
I'm surprised you actually were able to do. It's one thing to say that. It's another thing to do it.
I got 5 planes.
I'm honestly, I would have had the over on that easily.
Yeah, it was tough because there's so much, obviously.
Everything's cool.
And yeah, he had to get an Uber to Walmart to go get a suitcase. And
That's hilarious.
I didn't think it was going to be anything like big, like maybe a backpack. And he comes rolling in with this monstrous, larger than life suitcase. I'm like, holy crap, bro!
And I think it was like pink or purple.
It was
Like,
pink.
Yeah, it was some sort of color. And yeah, because we were waiting in line waiting to get into.
Yeah, because we were waiting to submit my photos for the photo contest.
Right.
And we saw him walking in as we were going in.
Hey.
And yeah, I was like, hey, it's Premonition John. And he was like, hey, I'm on my way to go get a suitcase.
Really
for my
address
plane."
him as that?
Yeah.
Sweet.
Yeah.
Good,
He
good.
knows
That's
about
what
it.
we do now.
Oh no! Oh, I'm aware. I just want to make sure you actually did that. Yeah.
Yes.
Madam, I'm aware.
Yeah. So we get there. We get to the Hilton. We are waiting for your entrance into.
You guys were there on the Saturday and Sunday, right? Just to be clear on the days you were there.
So they didn't have it on Sunday.
Or you
Yeah.
you got there down Friday night.
Yep.
You were there
Yes.
Saturday, and that was the last day of it, right?
Yeah.
Saturday. Gotcha.
Yeah. And I thought it was. I was not prepared to know that
What?
it wasn't ready for Sunday. That there was no Sunday. So
I thought there was
there
Sunday
was.
too.
I kind of wondered about that when you guys went down, but I just figured you knew.
Well, we know for next time at least. So
Which will be in Atlanta next year.
Yeah.
So I'm looking to go next year.
me too.
But yeah, so we get there, and Paige, you had selected. How many photos did you select?
I think I selected 11
11.
photos to submit. Yeah.
Yeah, so you submitted 11 photos.
For what? Just maybe for people that are listening that might not know what you're talking about. What submitted photos to what?
So Airliners International, they do have a photo contest that you can.
Were you chosen, or did you ask to be in it, and how did it work?
So you have to register via getting at least a 3-day pass, and that makes you eligible for contests. Which there's not only photo contests, but there's a model building contest as well.
Model building, like a
Yeah.
race.
No, you just build your models and bring them in, and judges will.
That's all
come.
you. Then that's all you.
I'm thinking about it next year. I'm thinking about it maybe, but transporting it to Atlanta might be a little tough. But I did submit the photos. I'll do photos again next year. Unfortunately, I didn't win, but being able to have just my pictures to show off to everyone there was super nice. And
It's not a competition, even though apparently it was, but it's not a competition.
yeah, but it's just getting to show off your artwork is really how I kind of saw it. And so yeah, that's how you do it. You can get in photo contests, model contests. There's different categories that you can win. There's like a first, second, and third in different categories for each of the contests. So yeah.
Okay, well said. Yeah, that came to an abrupt end. Well said. Okay.
All right, so you submitted your photos. Then we were able to enter.
Like, were you able to vote? Like, could you vote, Adama? Like, could people
Yeah.
vote?
Yeah.
How did they pick winners?
So
Well, so winners so there was ground, so planes that are on the ground, obviously.
Oh,
Air,
not
right?
planes in
Not-
the air?
not crashed.
No.
That's military term. If you say something's on the ground, like they actually are like crashed. So
Oh, okay. Not that.
Oh, we're talking civilian, commercial.
Yes. Yeah. So, and it's only commercial airliners, of course, given the name of the event. So there's on the ground, planes that are on the ground, and then in air, so planes in the air, and then there's from the air. So you're in the air and the plane is either on the ground or in the air.
So like air to air shots. Gotcha.
Yeah. And so there's first, second, and third in each of those. And then there is an award you can get, and this is only one for most popular. So that's where everyone gets to vote, and the one that just has the most votes gets that. And then best of show, I believe, is the judges' pick for best overall. So
Cool.
yeah, and there was a lot of entries. The tables were filled with entries,
It'll
and
just be hard. Like I think everyone's photos are awesome. I don't know how do you decide whose photos are better than whose. Like
yeah,
I've always found that like irritating when someone says their photos are better than someone's. Right?
yeah,
yeah,
I
agree.
guess you got to pick a winner somehow.
yeah. I'm like, everybody's doing a great job. So yeah,
Right.
I
It's all
could
art.
not be a judge.
It's all art. Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah.
And so, like, some of the pictures were some very old aircraft. Like, it wasn't just, it
Yes.
was like people had taken some of these photos like 10, 15,
long
20 years
time
ago.
ago,
And
yeah.
see, that's a good point. Like just because it's an older photo, let's say it's like a blurry, but it's a photo of the Concorde like 20 years ago.
Right.
I would prefer to look at that. Like if we're talking about a ranking system, see, yeah, it just depends on what you want, I guess. But yeah,
Yeah.
So, and you had learned how to print differently because the guy told you how to print
Yeah.
so that way you could get them all. So, what was it? He said to go by 8 by 11 or 8 by 12.
Yeah. To size up. Yeah.
I'm guessing you chose a couple pictures of Maryland 1, maybe.
Yes. Yeah. Maryland 1 was in there. Yes. My
sure.
BB. Yep.
Maybe Freedom 1.
No Freedom 1, but I did a Mule 1.
Very Southwest heavy, your options.
So there, well, yeah, for those two,
Yeah.
definitely.
That's probably why you didn't win. No, I'm just kidding.
Oh, okay,
Southwest photos.
okay.
No,
So funny. Yeah, I did Southwest, a double Southwest actually in Arizona. So it was Arizona 1 and the standard livery by each other in Arizona.
Standard livery.
Yeah, just their regular standard livery. Their heart livery.
Standard
Yeah.
livery.
I don't know that. Gotcha.
But then a few from LAX, some from Fort Lauderdale, and a few from Omaha.
It would be
obviously,
impossible
so.
for me to like narrow down to like even 5 photos.
It was tough, definitely.
I would have to be like per site. Like I could choose 5 from Omaha, like 5 from Anchorage, 5 from LA, something like that. That'd be
And
tough.
that's kind of what I did, was trying to limit myself to so many per location, so it wasn't all one location. I had a little bit of variety. So that's kind of how I narrowed it down. I had 11 photos from a few different locations.
Did you submit photos to Dama?
No, I did not.
Gotcha.
I just haven't. I haven't printed any of my photos yet. I know you said you have,
Yeah, I've done a couple.
and you have, but I've never printed any of mine.
This is my first time printing any of my pictures.
I should think about that.
You should.
Yeah, you can do it at Walgreens. It's pretty easy. Yeah, you can
That's
do it
what
at
I did
Sears
mine
Walgreens.
at. Like, I mean, and that's how everyone's pictures were. It just looked like all Walgreens prints. Like, it wasn't it didn't have to be anything fancy. I mean, you can also frame it how you want. It doesn't.
Exactly, yeah.
Yeah, maybe I'll do that one day.
The quality was not bad either. So,
So yeah, there was the photo contest. Moved on to the convention, right?
yep.
So it was a convention. We didn't go to like the dinner. We didn't go to some
The
of the
tours
tours and the meetings. But we did. We were invited by JetSet Shirts to go be at his booth for a little bit. So we made an appearance.
And he even had this nice little sign that said, "Meet the two of the co-hosts from the exit row," and it had our pictures and it said the time,
Really?
Saturday.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's awesome. Nice.
Yeah.
It was really nice of him to do that. We put some stickers out too.
We had a lot of people take stickers.
Yeah.
The CEO or founder of Airlines Magazine came up to us and gave us his business card and wanted to collaborate. So that was cool.
You're just telling me this now? Come on.
Yeah.
I forgot about it until today, but
He
there was
wanted
a lot going on that day.
Talk about
so-
that off air.
Yeah, we're gonna talk about that off air because it's not completely what you say. So
I'm sure Paige maybe exaggerated a little bit.
exactly.
What's new?
So
Okay, well, I'll let you handle that. I won't talk about that then.
let's see. We did meet Tally Ho.
Yes, the guy who printed the trading cards off for me.
His name is Tally Ho.
Well, his name is AJ, but his business is Talio
His name's Bill.
Aviation.
Yeah.
So yeah,
So we met him. We met
Who was the guest of honor? Wasn't it like Noel Philips or whatever?
Yep. We met him.
Noel Philips. We met him, talked to him. Yep.
And
Super
he
cool.
Is he at least cooler in person? I'm not gonna lie. I've never been his biggest fan. No offense, but
he actually was really nice.
Yeah, he was
I've heard.
awesome.
I've just never met him.
So we saw that he was getting ready to shut down his booth. So we were like, okay, now's our time to go talk to him.
Yeah, now's the time to capitalize. Yeah.
And so we talked for a little bit. Talked about I don't remember exactly what we were talking about, but he actually said, hey, we're with a podcast, and he said, yeah, I would love to be on your podcast. I'd even ask him to come on the podcast.
It was awesome.
He said he would not mind. He reposted our photo that JetSet Shirts reposted of us or posted
he
of
does
us.
some awesome stuff on his YouTube channel. I will say that he does some crazy cool stuff.
I know.
He told us about this one. I don't know if I could talk about the future, what he's doing, but
I'm sure he told you this knowing that you might say it, so I'm sure it's fine.
So he did say that he is going to do a video where he is going to go take either a few airlines that are super cheap and buy everything.
Like Spirit.
What do you mean by everything? Like all?
So buy the most expensive seats, buy the
all the perks, all the bags, stuff like that.
So he's going like ultra low cost, but he's going to get like as expensive as you can get.
Yeah.
Yes.
Gotcha.
Yeah, so that's one of his videos that he's got coming up. But yeah, he was really nice, very friendly to everybody that came by. I didn't he's on tour right now in a way, so he's going all over the world. But I spoke to his wife actually more, I think, and we were just chatting about hey, sorry, no, but yeah, they were very friendly because I think
Absolutely,
his mom was there too, maybe.
I think it was her mom.
Yeah, and just they were selling gear, like he had socks and stuff, so he was just trying to, that's what you do. You put yourself out. You're a persona, right?
Yeah, he knows what he's doing.
So, so we met him. We met who is the guy that's responsible for Jet Tip?
Oh,
That's
Nick.
Nick.
Yeah.
Nick. So we met Nick. We met a few other people, but yeah, it was.
You got to make a list next time.
It was really.
I know,
It was
right?
really good to
Yeah, it's-
like connect with people in the industry.
It's kind of like the whole Spot LX thing. It's nice to put like faces with names that you've always known online.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
And
Yeah.
So that was really cool. So for Airliners International, what was really cool was just like it's like a yard sale in a way.
A yard sale of plane stuff. It was so freaking cool.
Some of the stuff that you see there that you can buy, it's you buy safety cards.
There was a lot of safety cards from way back in the day.
So
too.
I got the Air France A381.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. What else?
It's crazy some of the stuff that's even there. Like you don't even think exists.
Oh yeah.
I know.
And it does, and you're like, wow, they've got like that Charlotte Hornets model plane that I
That
sent
was super
your way.
random. Cool. Super random though. But see, I'm into stuff like that. Like something that's so weird. I don't even know if that was real, but it was cool.
Yeah, I didn't know either. But yeah, you could buy the Chinaware, like that was on airplanes.
First class.
Like
yeah.
the old not the headrest, but like the cloth that would be over that. Like so random. Like just the stuff that you can find.
Oh yeah,
Right.
like they're trying to sell galley carts. So
Yeah.
just like
Who's that guy? Wild Bird Art? Is that the guy?
Oh yeah, I'm friends with him. Yeah.
I mean, yeah, yeah, right.
so yeah, it's just it was really cool. Lots of model planes. I think that's the story of that of being there is you just have all these model planes.
So
that
what
you
was
can
your
buy.
guys' haul? What'd you guys bring? Or not bring? What'd you guys buy? Talk about your haul.
So Paige, you ended up with how many planes you brought back?
5.
Only 5, by the way.
Shocking.
Impressive. Kind of.
Right.
Actually, very impressive.
Especially with what you have upstairs.
That's like saying going to the casino, I'm only going to play $20. That just doesn't happen.
Yeah, I have over 140 model planes now. So It's
Hashtag
quite
no
a-
brag.
maybe.
Some might consider that. Some might consider it a flex. Some might not. Who knows?
Yeah. Depends how into it you are, but yeah.
I think I came back with probably 8 or 9, and 5 of them were broken. So they have a lot of broken aircraft there.
That were on big sale.
So talk about the ones you got. So you came in with 5. You want to mention it? Like talk about what you got.
So I got a U.S. Airways 757, which I got that one for free because I was a broken nose gear. So, and then I got a Southwest 737-700 Canyon Blue, no winglets.
Gross.
What?
Yeah.
Why?
No winglets? Those are the worst.
It's a throwback to way back in the day, though. It's so cool just to
I
be
understand.
able to have that, though.
Thank you. Oh, I, get it. I understand.
Wow. Okay.
Oh, no, I'm just not into wingletless planes. That's just not my thing.
So you don't like the 777 the way they don't have winglets?
No, that's different because the 777's always kind of been that way.
Oh, okay. So what about the 787?
Well, no, we can definitely get into this another time.
I was about to say, this sounds like a definite
Yeah.
topic. For
Oh,
the
it's definitely a
future.
topic.
Yeah.
But 737s without winglets are odd looking.
It is different, yeah.
It'd be like
but,
seeing like, yeah.
But you can't find that in model planes, really. So I was like, oh, this is unique.
I get the
Nostalgia.
nostalgia behind it for sure.
Yeah, the
Yeah.
cool factor behind getting it. Yep. So then I got an Etihad special, the 1111 A330. So that was super cool.
Does that have meaning to you? Why did you get that one?
I love the Etihad livery. That's one
is
of my
cool.
favorite liveries.
Even the old school one's good. Both of their liveries are good.
Yeah. Yeah. And so then I got a Thai 747, which they said it was broken, and it's not. That's how, because some of the planes that they put in these boxes for like $10, they say they're broken, but it could be just like a paint chip on a winglet, like something super small like that. And so I got that, and then I got one of my all-time favorite planes in the world, the Sichuan Panda Route livery, A350.
Nice.
Yeah.
Crazy. Yeah, we saw that just recently too.
Yeah.
That was a good score.
But you talk about your haul.
I don't remember them all because I got so many.
Yeah.
Just mention a few.
I did get Air Force One, which after looking at it, I noticed that Gemini Jets doesn't have it in the tail number that the two Air Force Ones are.
It's a fake tail number.
Yeah, so the 28,000 and 29,000 are the current Air Force Ones, and Gemini Jets has it at 30,000.
Yeah.
So I was like, that's odd.
I guess I don't know maybe I'm sure there's a reason behind it. Maybe they like legally can't print the registration. I don't know.
Maybe.
That might be the only thing that I could think of.
I could see
for that one specifically.
Yeah.
I got a Cargo Lux 747.
You can open the nose and open the
Ooh, it's
gear doors.
interactive?
Yeah, it's
Yes.
interactive.
Nice.
So I got that one.
Breeze.
I helped. Oh yeah, Breeze A220. That Breeze A220 was the one I actually flew on.
yeah.
Like you mean the registration?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
So
cool.
So and it was funny because I was like, Paige, I'm like, I don't know. Did I fly that one? I look at Flighty. I'm like, I did fly that one. Okay, I'm going to grab that one. So,
I have to grab it.
Yeah.
Even if you don't like the airline, like if you match the registration, you got to get it.
yes. And that's
Yeah.
what I'm like. So I got my Excel document where I'm trying to log everything and I'm trying to look for some of these. So that's why I have Nevada 1 because I flew Nevada 1 before. Let's see. What else did I get? I got the Panda FedEx.
Oh,
For
yeah.
that one time that they flew all the pandas back from Washington, D.C. So they had a hell amount of those. And I'm like trying to go through the booths and find out who had the cheapest one. So I got that one. I helped Premonition John because it was the Emirates 777 freighter, I think.
Sky Cargo.
And they had, what was it? It was something about
One of them was, they were both the same, but one of them was more expensive.
Yeah, and so I helped him get it for cheaper for $10. So I was like, yeah, I mean, because it was missing something. So they
Yeah.
both were missing the same thing. I think like a wheel, and I'm like, well, then it should be the same price.
Yeah.
I think I can't remember what else I got, but I got
Sounds like good stuff. You both came nice hauls.
Yeah.
It's like you did well.
yeah, and
It's probably hard not to buy everything. Like you said, you step in, you want everything.
Yes.
Oh, goodness, or
Like
like
I did warn you about that. I was like, just be ready. You're gonna want everything.
remember like
I already
the
knew
Star
that.
Wars planes. Like I was like,
Oh.
I'm not a Star Wars fan.
The
but it
ANAs.
was-
But
Yeah.
everything's just cooler when you see it, right? Yeah.
Exactly.
Like, I agree. I'm not a Star Wars fan, but I'd like it. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah, and you know, they had, they just had everything, and it was just shocking to see all the things that they have, and you could see that if you go on the, so a hint to everybody that does go, but this is Atlanta next year, so it's going to be a lot of people there.
Ugh, yeah.
Is that it's amazing what happens when you show up on the last day and all these people have to try to bring all their planes back out of that convention center.
They have a day 3 sale is actually what they
Yeah.
refer to it as. So
Yeah.
it's everything is
Are
just
you talking about
crazy
people
this
that are
time.
buying stuff that are getting it home?
It's the vendors that
Yeah,
are
the
having
vendors-
You're talking about like they're
sales.
trying to get rid of stuff.
Yeah, the
Yeah.
vendors are
Gotcha.
trying to get rid of it. So,
So like an AI hack is what you're saying.
Yeah.
Like be aware.
just
Yes.
showing like
Did they have a place to ship? Like if you did buy a lot of stuff.
I don't think they did this time.
I didn't see any. Yeah, no.
because we talked to Premonition John and he was looking for that.
Because I kind of wondered. I asked you guys about that. Like look for it because places like that, events like that tend to have like a shipping area. But apparently, given what you said about John, they didn't because he bought a suitcase.
Exactly. Yeah.
It would make sense though.
Yeah. Anything else? No. I just remember I got the TWA 747 safety card as well.
I got an old Southwest safety card.
Yeah. So it was really, really cool to go. And since it was only 2.5 hours away, it was
Yeah, why not?
had to be there. So,
In your backyard.
Yep.
Yeah, I was not able to travel out. And shout out to my brother's family there in town.
yeah,
But yeah, I sent the other representatives of the exit row.
we missed you.
Oh,
And we hung out with Eric the day before,
we did. Yep.
JetSet Shirts. So we met up with him real quick, had dinner, and then we showed him. So there's where his hotel was. There is a beer store, liquor store that's kind of nearby the place that we went to for the bar we went to. That they actually have inside this gas station near the airport. They have a galley cart, and they also have, was it Air France or TWA?
I thought it was
seats,
TWA. Yeah.
so that you could, and it's just random.
First class seats too.
Like
mind
for
you.
sale or like they're
No.
using it as a stand or something? Like
It's just a prop.
They're yeah, it's
It's just a prop
yeah.
in this store.
random
Like
gas station?
yes, or not
It's
gas
a liquor
station. It's a
store.
liquor store that you're just like, why is this here? This is very
But
odd.
yet it's cool. But
Yeah.
yet it's awesome.
And
Right.
the guy said that because I knew about it from a time
Say,
that
how did you know about this?
because I went there once before,
Gotcha.
and I asked the guy, I'm like, why is this a thing? I'm very confused. And he said, well, because our owner or somebody that we know, because they have all those aircraft that are out there at Kansas City that are just waiting there, like, in depot.
That weird boneyard for sure, yeah.
Yeah.
He said like he knows somebody who knows somebody, and like they were trying to get rid of some of this stuff, so he just was able to purchase it and bring it into the storage. He needed a place to put it, so
They're like using it more as like a filing cabinet, per se.
it's just there. It's just
That's cool,
so
though.
odd.
Yeah, it's really cool. Yeah, you
Um,
can sit in it and everything like that, and I got my picture taken in it. So
Yeah, so show that to Eric, and he's like, okay, yeah, it's liquor and this. Okay, so,
Yeah, sounds awesome.
it's a vibe.
but yeah, so Airliners International, I highly recommend it to people. Anybody who hasn't been, again, I say it's a yard sale, but there's also other things you can do. Like they had tours,
Presentations, banquets.
yeah, and like, what was it? People were actually taking safety cards out of the one aircraft.
Yeah, the one they toured. Yeah.
Yeah, so there was there was a tour. I don't remember which one it was, but people were taking safety cards. So that was, whatever. But they also got up to the SP.
Yeah.
Okay. And on that note, we're going to go ahead and
BRB.
be right back.
All right, guys, welcome back to the exit row.
All right, wait, hold on. Welcome back to the Exit Bro. Before you continue with your introduction,
Yeah. What?
you microwaved a grape in half.
I did. Yep.
It was awesome.
It was so much fun.
You two are a nightmare. I'm just going to say,
You continue to solidify the fact that you are the dad of the group.
Exactly. Don't even deny the fact that that was really freaking cool. If you've never cut a grape in half, put them beside each other and put it in the microwave, you have not lived.
So during our intermission here, which on record will only be about a couple seconds, but in reality it was like, about a half an hour.
Yeah.
We went and took a grape, split it in half. You put it in the microwave.
And
Magic happened.
it did. It started
and-
sparking, and you can hear like the buzzes inside the microwave.
Yes.
And I last did this like 5 years ago, And I set them a little further apart than I did this time, so maybe we need to experiment again, Justin. I think this might
we will
need...
be.
Yeah. Because I had them too close together, but if you have them far enough apart, 2 grapes split in half, the half that you cut upside, and it'll have like lightning bolts going
Like
between.
grape out. I don't know how you call it.
Yeah.
Grape up.
The sliced side, so slice it in the middle, and then fold it like that. And you're going to have sparks going between the 2
Yeah.
grapes.
Like open face grape style. Yeah.
The smell isn't too great, but it's fun.
This
Crazy,
grape.
though. I did not think that was going to happen.
Yep.
This grape was on fire.
That was cool, though.
Right?
So what are we talking about?
All right,
again?
let's get back to the introduction.
I think we're talking about planes.
Oh, it's
for
an
not burning
aviation-
down my
Oh, it's an aviation
house.
podcast. That's right. Yeah, we
Yeah.
do recommend maybe like make sure if you are going to do that, stay on top of it, please.
Yeah, it happened within seconds, so please don't let it go longer than that.
The more you know with the exit row.
Yeah,
Okay,
exactly.
On to our segment.
What is this podcast about again? Oh, aviation, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Grapes on planes.
All right, let's talk aviation. Grapes on planes.
What was your introduction?
Hey guys. Hey guys, welcome back.
And she's back.
Justin,
Yo, what up?
we have some sports news to talk about with
Oh wait,
my
mine was-
BB, Southwest.
Yeah. So what? So actually, so what's funny is Southwest had a tease for an announcement. What was it, like 2 days ago?
Right, and I've never seen them do anything like this. So when you see
Right.
an airline do something like this, you think it's going to be pretty big.
So the
you
tease
know?
was like a guy's hand reaching for a phone, right? To like
putting the
check
phone
in and like
down, I think.
It was like they were overheard was
Oh, yeah.
a voice saying like it's time to check in, right?
It's like you're clear to come on set or something like that.
Something like
yeah.
that. So like
Yep.
obviously rumors went wild. Like rumors went wild to say the least. Like everything from Southwest is like gonna become a first class airline. To,
Right.
basically every rumor existed except for what the reveal was.
Yeah.
It was.
So like if you do have the context clues, it was Marty Smith was the guy in the video. Like you don't see him, you only see his hand, but it's Marty Smith. He's like an ESPN analyst for the SEC. But the reveal was that they are going to partner. The SEC, the Southeastern Conference, is going to partner with Southwest.
The best conference.
yeah, I guess it just means more. That's what they say.
Go Dogs.
They're partnering with Southwest. Interesting take.
Very interesting.
By the SEC. The fact that they're going to be, I don't know, I guess using them as charters, I don't know, or just using them as branding. I guess that's to be seen. But either
I'm
way,
not
they're,
sure either,
they're
but-
literally affiliated with each other now.
So you said Marty Smith was the guy picking up the phone. Was he also the one that was in the chair on the lock screen of the phone?
No. Marty Smith was only the guy that was being told to check in, like to be on set.
So that was his voice.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yes.
See, I love sports, but I'm not so into it that I would have caught on to that, and I don't think the majority of people probably are.
Yeah, I mean, I'm way too much into certain things, but yeah, he's an SEC like reporter.
Yeah.
so he's well known with the SEC. Like unless you are familiar with the SEC, you probably wouldn't know who he was.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, it was a hardcore context clue for sure. But it's funny because like it had nothing to do with check in.
No.
nothing to do
I
with
know.
boarding.
Well, and I think that check-in time, because so what it was, 9:00 a.m. was the time on the phone, and then 9 a.m. was the time. It said time to check in for your 9 a.m. flight on Thursday. So it was 9 a.m. Eastern time that they made the announcement. So that makes sense.
Yeah.
But the way I read into this context was that something due to boarding or the check-in process was going to change.
Well, and everybody thought that. Like,
yeah.
Like I said, every rumor existed except for literally what it was.
Yeah.
Exactly. It was kind of a big letdown.
So anyway, this got us thinking. And Adama wanted to play a hypothetical, which
Yeah.
I love.
So here we go. So if you were the Southwest CEO and you were going to make a big announcement or change something, just one thing with the airline, what would you do?
So, I mean, if we're talking just strictly boarding, I mean, like that, I probably wouldn't change much because I think that's what makes Southwest unique. And that's just from a third party perspective.
Yeah.
But if I was a CEO and I could, like, president for a day kind of thing, I would bring back one of their silver ones. That's what I'm doing.
Yes. I do like that,
One of their
actually.
authentic silver ones. That's what I'm doing. But
Yeah.
anyway, we know you got some thoughts.
Yeah. Well, Paige, do you have anything?
You know, obviously, we all know here that Southwest is my BB. And
Really?
Wait.
No way, right? Yeah.
Breaking news.
Breaking news,
You're on the exit
exactly.
row.
Interesting. Never heard that.
But yeah, the only thing that can be difficult at times, and especially lately, and I know a lot of hardcore Southwest people have noticed this, and you noticed it, Adama, on your Eclipse flight, that the pre-boarding is getting way out of hand. And if you're even in the B boarding group and you want a window seat, you're going to be in the back. So getting your desired seat is going to be really, really tough if you don't have early bird check-in. So picking a seat, I think would probably be mine. Now, how to exactly go about that and
Right.
making it a smooth boarding process, I have no idea.
See, I think changes are coming. I just don't know what. Obviously, with the boarding process, we just don't know what they are. But yes,
Yeah.
Tommy, you go ahead.
Yeah, well, I mean, I did joke that I was going to run the airline to the ground.
ground, yeah.
But no, I mean, my big thing is people who are trying to save seats and all that. I cannot stand that on that aircraft. Like, if you have
Yeah.
a friend who isn't right next to you, they did an early bird check in, and you got all these multiple tiers of people trying to get on. It drives me crazy. I would like to see that when the families do board, which is what in between A and B,
2 and 3, yeah.
Yeah.
that they have the last like 5, 6, whatever, last 10 rows are dedicated to families or people who want to sit together. Make it easy. Like, you can do this whole hybrid check-in process where people can reserve seats and whatnot, and then all the rest of the people can, get whatever they are in this boarding process of the cattle. Everybody's
Yes, the
herd
cattle herding.
herd as cattle,
Yep.
But make it where children or just families are in the back. It's not that I don't want to be next to families. It just, you make it where they are
makes
all
sense.
together, and there is none of this, oh, you're the single guy all by yourself. Can you please let me sit next to little Johnny? No, I don't
No.
want to hear it. Like,
Sorry, little Johnny sitting alone.
and by the way, I paid for this seat, so I'm going to stay here.
Exactly, yeah.
So that's what I would like to see. If they're going to go to this hybrid process, which is what some people are talking about, a future check-in that they're going to have, then make it where at least families, children, everybody's in the back. That way I don't have to.
See, and this is the
I've designated rows.
the unfortunate thing with Southwest. They've put themselves in a hole, per se, being that, for where they are now and everyone wants a happy medium, there's just so many alternatives to that. They put themselves in a situation where no one's going to be happy no matter what. I mean, ultimately everyone universally is not going to be happy, but they've put themselves in a situation where, you've kind of dug yourself into a hole.
Yeah.
It's hard to get out
Yeah.
of. Because like I said, some sort of hybrid situation where like there is assigned seating, but only like the 1/3 of the flight's assigned kind of thing. You know, something like that.
Yeah.
And I think it's coming. Just don't know when, just don't know how it's going to look. But I think changes will come with Southwest for sure. I don't think it stays this
yeah.
way forever.
Do we think that Southwest might go to having like the first 2 seats, first 2 rows are going to be like a first class experience?
No.
Like Spirit does.
I do
Well,
not
so
think
I've heard rumors about it, and I've heard it's in the talks. And actually, Kevin on AVL, and I actually talked
Shout
to
out to
him.
Kevin.
Shout out to Kevin and Rudy, both for listening to our podcast last week. That was really awesome.
That was really cool. Thank
really,
you.
really
Thank
cool.
you guys so
Thank
much.
you guys. Yes. And so I was tuned into AVL on Tuesday, typically as I am. And Kevin was talking a little bit about
Cat girl.
a little bit, yeah. So I was tuned in as usual, and Kevin was talking about changes at Southwest that could potentially be happening. And some of them are the first class seating, like you said, changes to boarding process, which A-list flyer Chris, I was talking to him. He's a hardcore Southwest flyer, as am I.
Given his name, obviously.
Exactly, yep. And he said that boarding process has gone completely downhill in the last few years, and they're looking to make changes. And so when Southwest came out with this on Wednesday, with this whole big tease, I sent it to Kevin because I was like, hey, in reference to what you were saying yesterday about Southwest making changes.
One of your many messages to Kevin and Rudy on a daily basis. By the way, bring back
A
the
little
Plane
bit.
Jockeys podcast. Bring it back. You know what I'm talking about.
Exactly. Yep. And I told him, I was like, one of these things you mentioned yesterday might be coming to light tomorrow. And he was like, if you look into it on the lock screen on the phone, the guy is sitting in a luxury chair. So maybe this is a first class seating upgrade.
Ooh, see, yeah.
Yeah.
Context clues, absolutely.
And the way I looked into it was changes to boarding because the time on the cell phone was 9 a.m. and the notification on the cell phone was time to check in for your 9 a.m. flight on Thursday, which was the next day. And so I thought that either it was changes to boarding or seat selection or something like that. And like you said, Justin, every rumor out there wasn't true aside for the one that happened. So unless you were hardcore into SEC and sports
Even
and
if
knew
you
exactly
knew who he
that
was, even if you knew who he was, it doesn't, still.
Yeah, it doesn't.
That's-
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a really, very, very, as much subtle as you can get hint as to what was going to happen.
Yeah, they might as well have just not said anything at all, or just reveal it then.
Yeah, or
Yeah.
not make it such a big thing. So, what if they did a pre early bird check-in? Like now you pay even more. You get that
No.
That would be a little bit much.
Ultra first class, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Anyway, something's coming.
changes are coming. Hopefully, yeah.
They
I can't
have
say
a
that for
little-
sure, but yes, possibly.
They have some new ownership too, and I know that once they came in, the rumors started flying that things were going to change, and I know a lot of people are actually very much against the change to the boarding process and against the change to a lot of things, which includes the 2 free bags. I would hate to see that go away, but I'm a little bit afraid that it might go down to just 1 free bag.
Especially when an airline needs to make money. That's just money out the
It's
window.
such
for
an easy
Southwest.
kill.
Yeah.
Such an easy kill.
I mean, I love it, but if you're talking about CEO for a day, I would find a very easy way to bring money in, and that's not allowing 2 free checked bags.
That is yes. You
I think
are
it's going to
correct.
go down to 1 free check bag and then the next one. I think that's probably what's going to go.
something like that, but just yeah.
I think they're going to start there.
Anyway,
Yeah.
let's
So-
move this train along.
There we go. So that was just a letdown. That's just what we're getting down to. Is
I
a
mean-
letdown, and we're gonna see
Yeah.
possible changes in the future.
I think it's
I
cool.
don't know about letdown, but it was just kind of
But-
a weird announcement for what we all thought it was.
Yeah.
Because even if it was an announcement about boarding, someone here would not be happy. You know,
Right.
Yeah.
I think it was cool, but I think the tease was a little bit interesting, I guess.
It got you on.
I just think it's interesting that they're associating themselves with the SEC, and that the SEC wants to be associated with Southwest. You know, technically a quote unquote cheap airline.
Yeah.
And the SEC is the gold standard of college athletics. You know, it's just kind of it's a weird marriage in my opinion. It's a very weird marriage.
But I don't remember which one of you brought this up, but this could yield some Southwest special liveries that have to do with the SEC.
Possibly.
So-
I mean, we'll see.
Bulldog one. Just saying.
Yeah.
We'll see. I highly
Or
doubt it.
Ugga
We'll
one.
see. Yeah, we'll see.
Alaska, like you said, Alaska Airlines does it though.
With
So-
her.
Oh,
Yeah, but they're not necessarily associated with like a conference. They're associated with just those schools. But yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah.
We'll see though.
only
Southwest
hope-
has
we
a
can
lot
only-
of specials,
you
so
can only hope.
It would be like the LA Galaxy having Fiji Airways or Alaska Airways. Alaska Airlines. That'd be great.
right.
All right. So
Yeah, we've talked about
now
talked
it's
Southwest
time
enough.
for
The world famous
well, the podcast famous, but
It's world famous.
someday world. Yeah, exactly.
trying to get there, people. It's time for Paige's polls. Paige's polls. Paige's polls. Paige's polls.
Polls. Woo!
And
It's
thank you,
that
Justin.
Time again.
You two are cute.
So,
We flap her on.
flapper on right here, and then the rest of my many over there and over there.
Flapperon's my boy. Or Waits
Boy?
girl.
That's true. That's true.
Flapperon's my plush.
Yeah,
Question number 1.
the one that you named. So, question number 1 is: do you have certain clothes you always wear on the plane?
I forgot
And
about this.
huh? Okay. And or is there a certain article of clothing you will never wear on a plane? So this was a blowout. Yes won at 81%, no at 19%.
Okay. Let's hear it.
So, and then I added, what is it? And then I have a little bit of a follow-up to this. Lara Ketterman actually replied to this with a picture, and I didn't know
out
you could
non-rev.
do that. She has, this is my lucky non-rev outfit. Look at her suitcase cover.
Oh, wow.
Oh, I've seen her. I've seen that on like from her page. Yeah,
Can you
Yeah.
show it to the camera
That's
real quick?
hilarious.
To the camera, so this, I can't make it any bigger. But if you can see
It's
that,
her
that's
face on a suitcase. We'll
it's her
describe it.
face
It's her
on
face on a
suitcase
suitcase.
cover. It's one of those suitcase covers that you can get and put your face on it.
It's awesome.
I
That
love it.
is super awesome. Yes, love it. D. O'Malley, which we saw him in LAX. He was one of the ones we saw there at the H. Shorts flip flops can be a really bad idea.
Yes.
Yeah, and that was a popular one. So IH_Mike, shout out dad. He said shorts because it's usually chilly on a plane. I agree with that. Planes can be very cold. Any time of year, honestly. H Grief, never pajamas, always dress nice. I agree with that.
I agree. I don't dress like a slob.
Yeah, you don't see that in Europe.
No. Springleaf Aviator said long sleeve shirt and jeans, chinos, plus a cardigan on standby. Yep. I agree on the cardigan. Walker Nixon, I try to wear aviation-related socks, shirt, etc. I do that. I have aviation
That's
socks
hardcore.
that I will wear for every flight.
Cool.
JetSet Shirts, always wear a JetSet shirt tee. But we'll never wear
No way.
sandals.
No way. That's like airline videos. Like, I don't know if he owns anything other than airline videos clothes.
That's so true.
Right? Yeah. Aviation Geek 1000, my Av Geek shirts.
What's up, Pablo?
Local Omaha spotter. Matthew Little G, I will never wear open-toed shoes.
Good.
Thanks for saying that. Appreciate that.
Seabert 4, another Omaha spotter. Sweatshirt because planes are chilly. That was a really popular one.
Yep.
Nelson Flores Valera, golf pants, the best. 801 Ramper, shorts are a must. Planes are almost always so hot and stuffy. Depends on what airline you're flying. Some of them.
And I'm sure where you're coming from, all that.
Yeah. Yep. XRS 54, shorts, always shorts. I don't care how cold it is.
Okay.
There are some people who would just wear shorts
So I'll
all
bet
year
run
round.
the bell. I don't know how many replies we got, but run the
Yeah.
bell. Let's kind of
We're on the last one.
Yeah, okay.
The Neverland Pixel, an AVL mod. I always wear my boots and jeans. Tops vary, but usually stick to polo shirts.
Okay.
So that's kind of our...
So, Dom, I know you got to take on this. You're not into exposing leg. on
Yeah,
a plane,
I'm not.
correct?
Okay. Feet and leg. Okay.
Put the feet away.
All right. I'm not. Yes. So definitely,
I don't want to see your feet outside of a plane.
I don't want to see flip flops for simple. For me, I guess it also goes to safety as well. Like, you're not going to be running off an aircraft with flip flops.
Well, that's
Yeah.
their loss. Sorry.
One, but like it's the aircraft is so nasty. No matter how clean you think it is, which is why I also have a cardigan, or not a cardigan. I have a hoodie,
Sweatshirt, yeah.
or I have a hat as well, because I don't want my nasty ass head to touch some other nasty ass.
What does that say about your head?
Yeah, I was going to say.
So you,
No, I'm
you
saying
don't-
I'm saying because I got like usually I
said
got
your
hair
nasty
gel.
ass head.
Yeah, I caught
You
that
said
too. I was
your
like,
nasty ass head, sir.
what's going on with your hygiene, boy?
Let's stop.
You're the problem. You're the problem.
You're the reason we're having this discussion.
That was
So-
your head?
Anyways,
No, I agree, though.
I don't want to be. Yeah, I just don't want to touch the back of somebody else's head.
Mine's more about like the leg touching the chair.
It's so
See, I don't.
disgusting.
That doesn't
that
necessarily
too.
bother me on a flight, but I'm like that. I'm that way in a weird sidebar. I'm that way in like doctors' offices.
Think about all those people sweat.
I'm
you
not.
know,
I'm that way
just-
in doctors' offices. Weirdly, I don't like to wear like or a dentist. I don't like to wear like shorts to the dentist because I just feel weird in that chair.
It's so yes. This, ugh.
Yeah, I guess that doesn't really bother me as much. I don't really have many typical clothes I wear to the airport. Otherwise, I will not wear
Airplane
jeans.
clothes sounds so funny.
Right. I
These are my airplane
mean,
clothes.
it's
agree, though. I
your
used to dress
airport
up.
outfit is really important, and for me, it comes down to comfort. I don't wear jeans on a flight because I don't find jeans comfortable. I wear leggings or shorts.
Here's my take. I think people need to dress. I think we need to bring back dressing to the nines for flights. People need to
Oh,
dress
first class really
People
needs
need to dress up.
first class.
Yeah.
No, because there's too many people walking around airports that are way too comfortable. Looking like they just rolled out of bed,
Pajamas.
which maybe they
Yes.
did. Maybe they
Yeah.
did. But at least like show that you care a little bit. For as much money as you probably spend on a ticket, show that you own clothes.
Exactly.
Show that you own some
Cheap
clothes.
home clothes.
'Cause I always like, not that I'm like dressing up, but at least like I show that I'm like at least got it-
Presentable.
that I've got it together.
Yeah.
You know.
Do you think anybody in first class should be wearing jeans?
I think first class, like maybe certain airlines, I'd be cool with like dressing to the nines kind of a rule. You know, like you gotta have suit and tie.
Interesting. That should be Paige's poll for our next podcast.
I like that. Yeah. Because I'm gonna be honest. I don't know that I would want to wear a dress on a flight. You know.
Sorry, you're not getting on.
Yep.
I mean,
You're denied
gonna have
with
to
the new
figure it out. You're gonna
Southwest
have to
with
figure it out.
Adama.
oh my God, the new Southwest rule: you must wear a suit and tie or dress to get on this plane. No first class.
There you go.
Select your seat.
It'll be classy. You'll be classy to get onto that aircraft. Yeah, none of this.
Like
trying to
very
save
non-classy
seats and
airline
all
doing something very classy.
that.
Right.
All right.
All right, poll number dos.
Poll number 2.
Number 2. Do you consider the Sun Country 40 years of
No.
flight stickers?
No.
Especially, you didn't even let me finish.
Don't need
My
to.
goodness.
Don't need to.
Okay, well, nobody else knows what it is aside from the ones that voted. So
Okay, continue.
the question
No.
is, I'm done. I can't with y'all.
You just learn to power through it.
Go.
I've been around y'all enough. I've known this by now. Do you consider the Sun Country 40 years of flight
not.
stickers? Shut it. A special livery.
Nope.
So this was very close. Yes won at 53 with no at 47. With a vote of 10-9.
That is close. Which one won? Yes or no?
Yes, one.
Yes won.
Okay. Oh, so it is a split? No.
So
Let's
Thoughts?
let's
I
hear
did-
the thoughts.
so there's only 2. XRS 54. No, it's just a sticker. I've peeled a few
Yep,
off
that's
myself.
correct. That's correct.
So JetSet Shirts brought up a point that I
As he
can
always does. Well done.
a good point,
Every
and
time.
this is why it's so controversial. Unlike
I don't know
some
about
people,
controversial, but yeah.
uh,
In the AvGeek world, it's a controversy for sure.
yeah. So I consider stickers to be specials because, and even Southwest has their stickered planes as listed as specials on
they're
their
not.
website. So
But anyway,
they are.
they're
Well,
not.
I mean, they
I
are,
think
though.
some are.
They are.
Some,
There.
very few.
These, though, and this is why it's difficult, and JetSet Shirts said the sticker is on more than one aircraft, so it's not really a special. Now, there's where it gets controversial because I do believe they have this on at least 7 planes, maybe more.
And I agree with him in that instance of, I mean, I kind of said like it's starting to be where like Alaska with their honoring our heroes,
Honoring those who serve.
honoring those who
But that's a
serve.
full-on livery.
They have like 5 of them now. It used to only be 2, and now they're on
It's a
multiple
full-blown livery, in my
aircraft.
opinion.
So I'm starting. Yes, it's a different livery. It's not a special anymore. in
See,
that.
my take on Sun Country here is I was kind of thinking about this, and I guess you can consider it the same thing, I guess, as I'm thinking out loud. But I consider Sun Country to not necessarily have special liveries. They have alternate liveries.
They have so many liveries.
And that,
So
oh, there it goes.
they have
That might be the same thing, but I consider
Yeah.
them to have alternates. You know, not necessarily specials. And some people might consider that the same thing, but I just
Well-
consider them to have alternates, if that makes sense. Like a
Yeah.
football team or a baseball team, they've got alternate jerseys.
We got third
yeah.
jersey.
So their liveries, they have the Tide Pod, and then they have the Classic, and then they have the Refined. And these liveries, they go back like they have 3 different liveries that are currently flying, and they just haven't really changed it in the last 3, I guess, livery changes. They don't repaint the planes; they just keep those planes as liveries they are, and then repaint them to Tide Pod.
That's something I do like about Sun Country, though, is they do have multiples.
They have
Like in terms
so
of
many
looks,
liveries.
in terms of
yes.
styles, in terms of looks. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, what Southwest only has now 2 more Canyon Blues now. Like
Yep.
they're almost all painted now. So
Yep.
I mean, just being retired. Yeah.
And those are now showing up as specials on, or not like
Have
specials.
you noticed
but
on
I alert
Jet-
on Jet Tip?
No,
yeah.
have you noticed it's even the old school logo on those? They have the old school Southwest logo on the 2 Canyon Blues. Yeah, look for that next time it comes through.
You mean on the tail?
No, like on, the logo on Jet Tip, like for what the notification.
Oh, yeah.
really?
Okay.
The logo
Yeah.
on Jet Tip is the old school Southwest logo,
that's pretty dope.
like with the plane on it.
Yeah. I noticed that. That was awesome. So our third and final poll: have you ever booked a flight?
number 3.
Have you ever booked a flight within 24 hours of departure? Justin, you suggested this one.
This goes back to the NBA Finals story.
Yep. So you're going to like the results of this. Yes wins at 57%, no at 43% of a vote to 16-12.
And real quick, I didn't really think about it until I brought it up, but like I'm sure all the non-ref people are within 24 hours. I understand that. I do get that. But I do wish maybe we should go back and maybe do another question. How many people have purchased a ticket within
Yeah.
24 hours? That'll be a better question.
So I did. A lot of the yeses were from NodRev, and even Lara Ketterman replied to, since she does work for the airlines, that non-rev, that's kind of the
Right.
the norm for them,
And I
which
get
makes
that.
sense.
Yeah.
But yeah, there was a lot of
So
yeses.
maybe we'll do a refined
and-
question going into next week. We'll do
Yeah.
a refined question.
Yeah.
Because I didn't think about that until after I'd brought it up to you and you posted. I was like, well, all the non-revs are going to be like, well, duh, that's what we do.
Yeah.
And I get that. I understand that. Don't come at me.
Yeah. Us who aren't in the non-rev life, it's kind of our only option. So
Yeah,
I can say
I was in
from
a brutal position where I had to do it. So
exactly, yeah. And I can say for myself, I have not. The closest I've ever gotten to that was a flight canceling within 12 hours of my flight, and I had to rebook, but never had to actually purchase a flight. So
And I have definitely purchased multiple times while in Europe. You get a cheap Ryanair getting off of a 12-hour shift out there, being military. And so I'm like, oh, I'm going to go to Barcelona or something like that. So I've done that multiple times. Also, I don't know if anybody brought it up, but medical emergencies. You
Yeah.
sometimes have to
oh yeah,
buy
things
last
happen
minute.
for sure. Or
Yep.
yeah, death and families, things happen.
Yeah.
So it's definitely been done multiple times. So
Oh yeah, I wasn't saying it wasn't been done, but yeah, it was just I just was interested to see the numbers though.
Yeah.
Now, see, the question was in my instance, who's bought a plane ticket within an hour and a half of departure?
Oh.
Because that is literally what
That's your
happened.
time. Yeah.
I just gave it 24 hours, just put like a time frame on it. But yeah, an hour and a half. I think then we're talking a little different.
yeah. I think the closest I've done was 5 hours and an international 5 hours flight. So I had to go for medical emergency. So yeah. So there we go. I don't know if there should be a winner on that one. It's just the yes or no.
Yeah.
So,
Well, I didn't consider it a winner or a loser.
Yeah.
It was just a yes or no question.
Yeah.
I didn't know we were doing winners and losers. Yeah.
so
I mean, I guess I could word it better, but I said yes one because it had the most votes. So I could have said yes had the most votes at this, and no was it that. So
it's all good. It's all good.
Yeah.
We learn.
We're not gonna
We'll
fire
get better.
you.
Well, we might.
Thanks.
Actually, we
No,
might.
no, you're not.
Stop.
No.
Okay. Well, on that note,
Awkward because you live here too, so like it'll just be me and Adama doing the podcast.
right, and Paige is upstairs with her planes.
She'll just be sitting right there, being like, "Hi guys."
Hi.
Yeah, because I worded one thing wrong. Oh,
be
let's
cool.
fire Paige.
It'll
Oh.
be cool because we'll have an audience though.
There we go.
Yeah, my planes are the audience. I'm still here.
I don't think we have any travels for the next podcast. So
It's going to be a chill couple weeks, so.
yeah. On that note, let's do the social media train. Paige, where can we find you on the social medias?
You can find me at Almost Spotter Page on Instagram, as well as my travel buddy, Adventures with Aileron. And she is also here as well.
Okay. Oh.
Oh, Flapper. Whoa! They cohabitate here. They're siblings. This is more room for more than one plane here.
Okay. Justin, where can we follow you?
At spotting.omaha.
And you guys can follow me, Photography by Adama D on the Instagram. You can follow us at the Exero Pod. And please like, subscribe, share
Shout out to Henry.
your pets.
The
Henry.
Exero mascot.
And haven't talked about it, but it's been a long time since we talked about Redway. There's nothing else to say
I
about
know.
that. I know.
Hey, we're approaching our 1 year of flying on Redway, July 15th. So that's going to be in a few days. It's the 12th right now. So
Okay. There we go. That was our first flight together.
Was
all
it?
three of us, yep.
Yeah. Yeah. So again, thank you from all three of us here in Omaha, Nebraska. We will see you again in 2 weeks. Goodbye.
Bye.